Guys, this is fun. I think this is really fun. So, look, I've been waiting for a while, and apparently many economists as well have been waiting for a while for a recession. I thought it was very, very, very likely we're going to get hit with a recession. And by the way, I still kind of do. I still do, because interest rates are rising, and you have the supply chain was all messed up, and you're just what do they call it? The inverted yield curve is a huge indicator of recession, and that's been a bright sign for a while. There's all these different economic indicators that are like, look out, look out. Now, having said that, to this point, the jobs market has been growing and growing and growing. The unemployment rate has been dropping and dropping and dropping. And it really looks like the economists have been wrong to this point, and I've been wrong to this point. In fact, what I feared the most was what's called stagflation, which is inflation mixed with economic stagnation, which is what we saw in like the 1970s. And, I felt like we were going to get hit with that because with the rising interest rates to try to get inflation under control, I don't think that the rising interest rates are necessarily going to curtail inflation, because I don't think inflation is tied to the traditional means of inflation. I think inflation is more led by the supply chain being messed up and corporate price gouging and corporate profits and monopolies. And it looks to me like the Fed doesn't think that's what's leading to inflation. It looks to me like they just think it's just as simple as like the stimulus checks were too big, government too big, that's bad. And so we need to go in the other direction. So anyway, this is all a lot of words to say. Surprising good jobs report, and we gained a lot of jobs. Well, here's Fox News. You're going to see their little spiel here, what they were saying before the jobs numbers came out, and then what their reaction is when the jobs numbers come out.
January jobs report comes out tomorrow. Should we expect a bloodbath?
January jobs report coming out this morning after massive layoffs.
Expecting a real slowdown and a profits recession.
We may get 215,000 jobs, but if the largest part of that are the lowest paying jobs, it's not going to be a good jobs report. The labor force is certainly looking weaker and weaker.
We have a Fox News alert. The January jobs report just released. The U.S. adding 517,000 jobs last month.
That is much stronger than economists expected. They thought 185,000. Unemployment drops to 3.4.
That's the lowest since 1969.
Wow.
So when you dig into the specifics, the increase is in the service sector. I think that's the biggest increase. And then you also have healthcare, like hospitals and healthcare. That's where the job growth is happening primarily. And so in a sense, I do think it's a fair thing to say we might be creating a lot of jobs, but certainly insofar as it's the service sector jobs, they're not really the most high-paying jobs, and that's a bit of an issue, right? But look, everybody's been wrong, including me, and so I wanted to come out here and like make fun of Fox News and be like, look at these idiots. They expected a recession. They expected worse job numbers. But I did too. I expected that too. So I'm to blame just as much as anybody else. But look, I will say, and I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, that I think eventually we are going to get the slowdown because they keep raising interest rates. And I feel like there's just a lagging effect on that front where eventually that'll take root and we will get hit with a recession. I mean, every top economist is expecting a recession at some point. And so this could be the last hurrah before a recession, or in a world that is nice, you get a stable economy, stable growth. But I just think there's so much income and wealth inequality that it's unsustainable in a sense. And we've seen this before. There was record income and wealth inequality in 1929, right before the stock market crash and the Great Depression. There was tremendously high income and wealth inequality in 2008, right before the subprime mortgage crisis and the Great Recession. So, and we're in a similar situation right now. And I think this corporate price gouging is insane. I think the gig economy is a house of cards. And so I'm still waiting for a recession, but these job numbers were better than anybody expected. And look, we have live coverage tomorrow, by the way, of the State of the Union. I expect Biden to kind of do a victory lap over this. I really do. I expect Biden to lean into like an argument that I'm not a fan of. I call it the bluff argument from a president, which is like, everything's great, actually, bro. Everything's wonderful. Trump did this all the time, too. which is like, now that I'm here, we've made America great again, folks. And I expect Biden to do something similar. Like, hey, I'm on top of it. I'm doing a great job. Look at the market. Look at these jobs numbers. Pfft, bro, we're all set now. We're all good. And I think that's a misleading argument because it sort of denies the structural issues which are pervasive in this country, as I don't even need to explain to you guys. Whether it's wages that aren't keeping up with inflation, or whether it's people living paycheck to paycheck, or whether it's student loan debt or credit card debt or all these other issues. Anyway, so there you have it. Phenomenal jobs report, and Fox News sort of face planted in the lead up to it. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.